Clear throat noises. Did I need anything else to do? I don't think I need anything else to do. Hang on, I'm gonna refill water bottle quick. Also, late lunchtime. Just made some pasta for myself. I'll probably rip through it quick anyway, but just saying. Things need to be consumed. Need to. Anyways, I should probably have background music start. Yeah. My awkward position. Volume here, then blast. It asks stuff. Can I actually continue? No, I'm pretty sure I need to do this. Okay, yeah, I do. Wow, were these games really made that long ago? 2000, 2001 and stuff? I guess I didn't realize how fast the Game Boy Color died. Because the first game was apparently on, you know, the Game Boy Advance. So I guess the second one was too. It had to have been if it was that date, right? This was a few years later, and I'm pretty sure this was the one that was on the DS. I think. I'm not sure. Oh, well, we're gonna start this anyway. The Lost Turnabout. Let's begin. Oh boy. God. How did I get into this mess? Sure could use some more pasta. That's far enough. You can't run away forever, Mr. Phoenix, right? What? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Isn't that the judge? But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence. You are no longer worthy of your title. But I didn't do anything bad. We're starting in the defense lobby? What a nightmare. Bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before our trial starts anyway. Looks like they hang up. What? Oh, good. I finally found you. Talk about a close call. I had to do this to you, but... It's nothing personal, kid. Mr. Attorney. Well, okay then. A few minutes later... Ouch, my head is throbbing. Why does it feel so foggy in there? Is this our, Emma? Good morning. Good morning. What's wrong? You don't look well. People are at their best first thing in the morning. Where's your fighting spirit? Sorry, but, can you please turn the cheeriness down? My head sort of hurts. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I'd done something wrong. What are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? I'm placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Life in my hands?
You promised me, you said you would prove that I was not guilty.
Not guilty?
Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all other lawyers had laughed me off. Leave it to me, you said. You, the one and only Phoenix Wright, came to save the day. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. Belch. I'll never forget what you're doing for me, ever.
What is this girl babbling on about?
Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I always root for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here and... What's wrong? You've been acting really strange, and you keep staring at me. You're making me kind of nervous, sir.
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but, who are you?
Oh, what? Mr. Wright, how can you say that? How you can say it? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial?
I mean, I got pasta, that's how.
You're absolutely horrible.
No, I didn't mean like that.
Is this how a defense attorney treats his clients, sir? I can't believe this.
No, it's just, I think you have a wrong person.
Yes, I'm...
Who am I? Why am I drawing a blank?
The trial will begin shortly. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately?
The trial's about to start. I'm counting on you in there, okay?
No, I got hit on the head and suffered memory loss. Guess I have amnesia. Well, frick. Come down with the anime amnesia. I'm not going to remember my childhood friend that I knew for years. What can I piece together? From the sounds of it, I guess I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, I said I'd prove her not guilty. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. Unless I had all the evidence. Someone, please. Tell me this is just a bad dream. Why do I get the feeling this is the one dream I won't be waking up from? Gulp. September 8th. 10 a.m. We're just fighting some random one.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Are you talking to me?
Do you see any other defense attorneys here?
No, I guess not.
Now then, are you ready?
Yes. I guess I should say yes for now.
Are you ready, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. Wait a second. Her life is in my hands. I should really be... I should really do the responsible thing. Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory is kind of...
The court will not hear the defense excuses.
No, I got attacked.
Because the defendant is a member of the police. This case is under great scrutiny.
Excuse me. That's what you get for putting a lot of garlic in your stuff. It was minced garlic, but it's for seasoning, so, you know. Anyway.
Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. Now stop your burping. I believe I have told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten.
Actually, I have.
Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Yes, Your Honor. As I'm sure you're well aware, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer.
A policeman? You did what to a policeman?
It wasn't me, and besides, Dustin and I, we weren't lovers like that.
Wait, what do you mean like that? What kind of lovers were you?
In any case, the prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant.
Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness. It's been a while, Mr. Wright.
Hey, John. Let's see if you learned since last time. I won't show you any mercy this time, rookie.
Okay, and who are you again?
The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Here we go. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright.
Nowhere to hide. I'm so dead.
So yeah, I started the second game, and apparently we start off with someone hitting Wright in the back of the head with a fire extinguisher, and he gets amnesia because of it, so he doesn't even know who he is or what he's doing right now. He's just kind of defending someone without a clue. And I got pasta. Because I had not had lunch yet. So I'm doing that right now. It's interesting that the detective was a witness here, though. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me, so, you know.
You work under that detective?
Yes, sir. And while I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He's such a wonderful guy, sir. I'll never forget what he's done for me.
Okay, calm down. I believe you.
So we're on the trial with a new female pink glasses girl, right? Yeah, I guess. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder.
Yeah, sir. Happened at the park near the headquarters. Expose Park, with an E on the accent E thing. The victim was one of the local cops, Dustin Prince. He was pushed down from the benches on the upper path, sir. The landing beat his body up bad and snapped his neck.
The details are listed in the report that was distributed yesterday.
Oh, yes, this is the autopsy report, correct?
Why do I not remember getting a copy?
I see everything is in order here. Even the estimated time of death is unusually well documented. The victim's watch stopped from the impact of the landing, sir. The result of the autopsy confirmed the time of death.
If I may, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to submit this photograph.
Very well. The court accepts it into evidence. Now then, I recall yesterday's preliminary hearing. A very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess.
Mr. Wright, is your head on right today? There's a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body.
Was there?
Have you lost your mind?
Well, actually, it's just nerves. Give me a sec.
What? How can you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. Alright, sir. I'll help you through this. At a time like this, maybe you ought to take a glance at the court record.
court record? Is this some sort of tutorial for people that may have not played the first game?
Yup. Info about evidence and people involved in the case are all listed there. You can look at the court record by pressing the R button.
The R button, huh? You really know what you're talking about, don't you?
It's too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think, I could totally be a legal aid instead.
Yeah, you might want to be when you get fired from your job for killing this guy and put in jail. Yes, Your Honor.
Orders in session. Save your chit-chat for later.
Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I better check the court record and see what I can find. What was it, the R button?
All right, Mr. Wright. Let's see if your notes are in order.
Found under the victim's body. Pieces of nearsighted lenses were found. Seems he was dating the defendant. Their age difference is pretty big there. Her glasses look different also. Really bad at getting his points across. Phone booth by his finger looks weird. That fell. You can't really look at anything else.
What was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body?
That's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses.
That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir.
Eh?
And held on to them as he fell.
Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye?
Those glasses you're wearing.
Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses they found at the scene of the crime are not mine, I swear.
You sure about that?
Look, it was a coincidence that on the same day I accidentally stepped on mine.
A coincidence, she says.
Your Honor, I have further evidence to present.
Oh? You have more?
This evidence is very decisive.
Very well. Let's hear from our witness about this evidence. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir. During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write a culprit's name on the ground where he landed. I don't like saying it, but it clearly says the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence, the glasses, it's hard to not say she's the culprit.
That's interesting. But anyone could have changed that, right? We've dealt with this kind of thing before. Do you think we ever set precedents? Or anything like that? Yeah, like, but in this case, from video game 1... we already proved this stuff could happen. I don't know. Anyways, I'm done with that.
This is the picture of the writing, Your Honor.
Why, this is...
Doesn't look like he was writing a normal E. And his hand seems... I don't know. Seems odd.
Yes, I can see your name is clearly written here.
Prosecution would like to submit this picture.
Understood. The court accepts it into evidence.
Also, broken neck. Body was covered in bruises. Wouldn't a broken neck show that he, like, died instantly, pretty much?
As if the glasses alone didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name, clear as day, on the ground.
But I already told you. Those glasses aren't mine.
And how do you explain this dying message?
It's a conspiracy. I'm not guilty, sir.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examine?
This is it. I'm counting on you.
Sure, but what am I supposed to do?
What? This isn't like you at all. Normally this is the part where you get in the witnesses' faces.
Get in their faces and do what?
I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm going to lend you a hand. Prosecution's witness all hide things from the court, which means they lie from time to time.
Lie? But isn't that detective your superior?
Well, even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes people just remember things wrong.
Like that detective, he does so to look like a scatterbrain.
It doesn't matter, either way. It's bad for us, sir. That's why when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor, I definitely know what I'm doing. Talk about trial by fire, here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, we should be alright.
Are we going to talk about how he wrote a message when his neck broke and he died? Except I don't think I'll be able to press right away. I wonder how much tutorial they do. I kind of hope they get rid of... Like, they let me do the press button right away, because I don't want to just have a tutorial every round in the game when it starts. It'd be kind of boring. Get me into the good stuff right away. Or, like, have an option to go, did you play Phoenix Wright before? Yes, no. Anyway. Oh, I do have the press button. They didn't say that part, I guess. Oh well. Whatever. Fine with me. Same ends.
There's something even more incriminating.
Yeah.
About those glasses. Do you have any proof that those belong to my client?
Lenses are for nearsightedness, and are almost the same strength as hers. Even the frames look kinda like the ones she's wearing in her ID pal.
What should I do now?
They don't look anything like it. Well, we didn't see your actual ID.
Hold it. Almost, kinda. Are you not good enough in the case like this? Do you have more definitive proof? Is there something that can clearly links the defendant with those glasses?
The dirt and sand rubbed out any traces of fingerprints or anything else.
So what you're saying, detective, is that you have nothing that proves these glasses are my client's?
Something like that.
What?
I see. So there is no proof.
What? Wow, that was amazing. I could totally feel it down in my gut.
Yeah, I just kinda spoke off the top of my head. Now, are you sure he was pushed? He was pushed, and that's how he fell.
Yeah, pal. If you look at the wounds on the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. Please continue, detective. Anyway, the victim fell pretty far.
The culprit's name.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't want to believe it, but...
Was the name that of my client? Are you absolutely certain?
Sorry, pal. Well, that's what it's... what's it said. There's a picture of it. No matter what way you look at it, it says Maggie.
He's got a point. but her name has an E on it.
Hey, hold on.
Huh?
Don't you ha me. I know the picture says Maggie, but...
Now that you mention it, something does feel kind of off about this picture.
That's how you know you found a contradiction. Now hurry up and present some evidence.
So that's what spotting a contradiction feels like. I better check out the court record again.
I mean, yeah, this is supposed to be the tutorial case, so that's how it's supposed to be.
Are you certain that it was the victim who wrote the name on the ground? There were scratches on his fingers from the rough sand, and there were grains of sand stuck under his pointer fingernail. It certainly seems that the name was written by the victim himself. That didn't go well. If the writer really was the victim himself, then we're in a lot of trouble.
Don't give up. Keep that fighting spirit going.
I'm glad you're all pumped up, but,
I really want to see your special move, sir.
My what?
You always look so cool when you present evidence.
Present evidence? Enlighten me. About this present evidence.
Okay, when you're listening to testimony, you can compare it to the court record. If you do that, you're sure to find contradictions in the witness' statements.
Contradictions?
Well, there are many reasons why a testimony might contradict the evidence. The witness might be lying, or maybe they're just mistaken.
And?
You still have no idea what I'm talking about? When you find a contradiction, open the court record to the item you need.
And then I present the evidence, right?
You got it. You can also present people's profiles of evidence. With so many items, make sure you present the right thing.
Sounds complicated, but I'll give it a try. You're pretty good at this.
Wow, being praised by a pro. I don't know what to say. It seems like you, forgot everything about your life.
Well, actually...
Oh, no, they're gonna make it stop. Isn't that what they wanted me to show there? I thought that's what they wanted me to show. They probably want me to show this part, I guess. Unless they don't. I never get what this game logic works on. I don't understand it. But it makes me upset. I wonder what he's getting his other knowledge from. He's speaking kind of randomly for some of these. That's not important. This is the part they wanted me to contradict, right? Oh wait, no, it was the part with Maggie on it. That's my fault. I guess I was clicking on the wrong part. This is the part they wanted me to contradict, isn't it? Yeah, that's the part. Oops, I was clicking on the wrong one. That was my fault. Do they not want me to use that? You can tell the name is... or do they want me to do this? Okay. Yeah, they didn't have presenting the people's profiles before. I wasn't sure if they wanted me to do, he spelled the name wrong. If they were dating, they wouldn't have spelled the name wrong. It must be something else. I thought they were going to make me click on the picture, though, to do that. But, I guess game logic.
What is this?
What? What's come over me? Without thinking, I just blurted out objection. And I yelled at the top of my lungs, finger outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. What a rush. Detective Gumshoe.
You talking to me, pal?
Please state the defendant's name for me.
What what are you trying to prove with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright?
You'll see, this is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please.
What? Where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name, the name is, Maggie Byron.
I think someone needs to check the court record.
What? It says right here that it's Maggie.
It looks like the bird caught the cat napping. Good thing I can read the subtitles, or else I wouldn't know you spelled it wrong when you were saying it.
What's going on here? I have no idea either, sir.
As you can see, the victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled M-A-G-G-E-Y, not I-E. This is a blatant contradiction of facts.
Ooh! How about that? I hadn't even noticed.
But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly.
May I remind you that it was you who said the defendant is accused of killing her lover. If they were truly lovers, it would be impossible for him to not know how to spell her name.
This is very true, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and victim, Dustin Prince, were in fact lovers?
Yes, sir, I'm quite certain. They were a well-known couple in the police force.
Detective Gumshoe, please testify for the court of the relationship between the victim and the defendant.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Officer Prince and Officer no, have been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Maggie, I mean. Officer, Reed had gotten Officer Prince a present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago, sir. I should know, because she came to me to ask what she would get for him. Ooh, those two sound like they were close.
Nonetheless, tragedy struck.
Yes, I see. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright.
How do you know about this?
Every year in March, we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Byron, a rookie at the time, and she and Officer Prince seemed to hit it off.
They got close, I take it.
Actually, I was supposed to go too, but I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't. If only I'd gone on that trip. What is it? Oh, nothing, sir, really, anyway. Sounded like they were even talking about marriage, yeah?
Marriage? Wasn't the victim 8 years older than her?
What, you saying a guy's gotta marry someone the same age as himself, pal?
No, that's not what I mean at all.
Detective Gumshoe and Dustin were only a year apart, you know.
Nah, I think this fella has a ways to go before marriage.
Mind your own business, pal. There, the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir.
Yeah, we got that part. The day of the incident. You mean September 6th?
Yeah. The victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 p.m. that day. Since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, I went to the park for a bit. No, I remember when I was young and enough. Oh, it was a jolly time.
That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man.
Gumshoe was in love with Maggie. It's pretty obvious that what they're going for, right? Right? Feel like that's pretty clear what they're going for.
You seem to know a lot about the defendant.
Oh, well, that's because, I'm her boss, and I gotta watch out for my subordinates,
But even when she was going to give as a present, isn't that going a bit too far?
Hey, pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much scratches their...
I really don't need to know that much.
Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness.
I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant, that should not be the point of the discussion at the time. Whoa, wait a second. Why are we talking about this? It's all your fault, pal. You're guilty. Guilty. I should have arrested you.
I think the good detective is about done here. Over 2 months ago.
Yep, she's a very considerate woman, pal.
So, what was this birthday present?
She got him a glove. Nurse, she can get a glove? Why would she only give him one?
Actually, Anna, the glove in question is a baseball glove.
Oh, I see, a baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan.
A baseball glove, huh? Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Are you saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance?
No, nothing like that, pal.
Then what's it like?
She ordered it. It was custom made.
Custom made? The glove was custom made?
Yep, that's what I said. True, the glove was custom made.
Your Honor, I really don't see how this glove is related to this case.
Yes, it would seem there's little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Do you think the glove is really relevant to the case?
Of course it's relevant. I don't know where this will lead me, but... Of course it's relevant. That glove is the key to this whole case.
Yes, bluffing to the max. Now this is the Mr. Wright I know. I'm so happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it would take. This is great.
Pressing people. It feels like I've done this before. As if I used to do this to squeeze information, even the most tight-lipped people.
Very well. If you're that convinced, then let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today.
And?
Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry up and show the glove to court. Well, I didn't think it had anything to do with the case. Anyway, this is it, sir. It's, rather yellow, isn't it? Officer Prince really likes the color yellow.
And that's why you had to special order it?
Yup, that's right. That and one other reason.
I think the court has heard enough. Is it clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other?
But she said that they weren't lovers, exactly. What, were they engaged? Is that why she didn't totally correct it? Since they apparently were talking about marriage?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
No, if that is true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim?
I see your point, Your Honor. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little more about the name on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it seems like it was written by someone else who didn't know how to spell her name. Was the glove not at the scene of the crime? Or did he have the glove on in the first place, and that's why there's that indentation on the ground there?
We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger. We found that there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernails. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we could confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand. Yes, a perfectly logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't know who I am.
What?
Nothing. Not important. But can you really determine the handwriting based on a sample written in the sand?
Hey, this is why amateurs are amateurs. We're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Scientific investigation in this country is actually pretty good. I believe it's time to get back to the real point.
Agreed, Your Honor. So what was the result of the investigation?
We don't get to a scientific investigate. I wanted to look at the glove closely.
So in the end, you couldn't confirm it.
Hey, don't you look down on us. I told you, we're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. I've never heard that before.
Me neither.
Nor I.
I've never heard anything like that at the police academy, sir.
Okay, so I made it up anyway.
We're all just grilling Gumshoe at this point.
His pointer finger.
You know, the one you're always pointing and waving around in people's faces?
Don't tell me it bothers you.
Every time you do it, I have a mini heart attack. It's like you're trying to kill me, pal.
In any case, you examined the victim's index finger, correct?
Yeah. We figured there should be something on his finger if he had been writing in the sand. And then the results?
Not getting much out of this.
And what does that prove?
Well, it proves that he did write that name with his own finger.
Yes, which explains why there was sand stuck under his nail.
And I guess he's right.
And there's more.
Scratches on his skin.
Yep, you can't see them with your naked eye, but they're there. This is incredible! Sure is, that's the power of scientific investigation. That's what this game's about. Probably. They're so small that we had to use a magnifying glass, like a really strong one. Got really scientific sounding name.
You mean a microscope? I remember that and I have amnesia.
Yeah, that's it. We used one of those, and that's how we found them.
I can't believe this guy doesn't know what a microscope is. Are you absolutely sure?
I believe in the power of science.
I wonder if my evidence is solid enough to counter with. Listening to this, you would think there was only one conclusion. That the name was definitely written by the victim.
But don't you think that would be really strange, sir? If Dustin really wrote that message with his right hand, you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present?
It was custom made because it was a left glove. Is that why? His right hand isn't even his dominant hand? Was that the point? I mean, no, that's still the right hand, isn't it? Or does it just look weird this way? You put hand in this way. This is my right hand. Assuming the screen isn't mirrored, I would shove right hand in, and it would fit. That wouldn't be a left hand glove.
The present, what about it?
Checked on
Also scratches on his skin that were cross-threading on the ground. We didn't confirm that he was wearing it, though. We just have that little groove indentation. I guess I'll try.
Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this.
That's the glove, right?
Could you tell the court what's special about this glove?
What's special? Never really thought about it, but, it's really yellow. And that's about it.
Yes, it's really yellow. But that's is only one of its qualities.
Huh?
There's another reason why it's special.
Actually, thinking about it, would you put... I don't know how baseball works, actually, so I wouldn't know. Never mind. Unless it says it, like, I don't know. And maybe Phoenix will say.
Then what would that be?
It's very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person.
How? How is it made for a left-handed person? Wouldn't it need to be in the other direction?
Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand.
This is why it had to be custom-made. I've never seen a bright yellow left-hander's glove for sale, have you?
Well, no.
Okay, so that's just how baseball works? They assumed I knew how baseball worked? That seems like an interesting leap in logic, but okay. How would you know that information? Would they sell you somewhere in here? I mean, they give you a hint, but it doesn't tell you that that's the reason why, until you actually present it.
So, detective, which hand did the victim use to write the name with again?
That's easy. Look, it's obvious from the picture it was his... Wait a second.
Don't forget that the victim was left-handed.
This is, I mean, I object.
Overruled. Mr. Wright, I would like to know what your line of reasoning proves.
There's only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written a message with his right hand. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim. They used his hand.
Order. When you think about it that way, then yes. It is not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. Then that means Maggie is,
No, it's not possible.
Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
The evidence the prosecution has presented failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you have proven her to be innocent.
No. All right, you did it, Mr. Wright. I feel like I can breathe again.
It seems we have reached the conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Wright.
Me, Your Honor? Ah, well, thank you, sir.
See, you got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up on being a lawyer, sir.
Are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire.
I will now announce my verdict. The court finds the defendant, Maggie.
No, not yet. I mean, please, give me a few more minutes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Payne?
The prosecution has not yet finished.
What do you mean?
Would like to call our next witness to stand.
What?
And what did this witness witness?
The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit.
What the heck?
Order in the court. I believe recess is in order. Afterward, we will hear from the new witness.
I had a feeling that that was a bit too easy. I need more information. I'll have to see what I can find out during this recess. I can't let my guard down. It's only going to get tougher from here.
Court is adjourned for recess.
So yeah, I have amnesia. I don't know who I am at all.
What? We have a new jingle. "11:43 a.m. Defense lobby, number 1. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir?
I'm sorry, I didn't mention it to you.
Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need.
No. I think I'll pass on this one.
Come on, I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems.
Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things?
Of course. I'd be honored to. Well, I guess we'll start with my name, and then I can tell you about me.
No, that's okay. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix Wright. What a weird name.
This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe it'll help.
This is a business card?
I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it from for now, but please give it back, okay?
Okay. There's some numbers written on the back.
Oh, that's your cell phone number.
And wrote my cell phone number on the back. I guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about this case.
This case?
Yep, can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know?
What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but...
Cell phone?
Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir.
Hurry up and then and tell me. This might be very important.
Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin.
That's the cell phone we have, then?
All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Ring.
If they're on patrol, she looks like she's in casual outfit. Anyway, beep.
Hello?
Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone.
Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad I called you then. We can meet up and I can give this back.
I'll be right there. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
You can call me Maggie.
The blue badger shit.
We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did.
So where's the phone you found now?
I gave it to you yesterday.
Huh? To me? Is it that phone in my pocket? You mean this?
Do you think it has anything to do with the murder?
I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... you were here all along?
Oh.
You're so mean. I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left.
Now who the heck is this? Let me guess, I'm supposed to know this girl too.
Hey, good morning, Maggie. And a good morning to you, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh? And what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right. It's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super-important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The one you wanted me to bring.
Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? Has about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it.
It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good.
No good? As in...
There's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group.
Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this?
Don't look at me.
where did you get this list from in the first place?
What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found.
Ah, so that's where they're from.
You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be that forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is...
Mr. Wright, recess is over now. Please bring the defendant and return to the courtroom immediately.
Oh, oops. Guess you have to get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Oh, wish us luck.
I guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put them all together. I'm not going to lose it. I can't.
Come on, Nick. Better get a move.
Yeah. Sure. Who are you? Oh, she's with me now.
Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor, but before I do, if I may say a few words.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
About the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked the court to be a little lenient on.
There's no need to be preference. Just hurry up and call your witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls his next witness a drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder.
The guy who hit me over the head? Yep. The con artist.
Please state your name and occupation.
Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something.
Alright, go ahead.
Just now you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps as a drifter who was taking a walk.
Did I?
But I will not stand for that. Now you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me but just steadily evil in utmost top-grade quality in a perfect notch unbeatable university, don't you see? A religious selection as a walk.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I will be more careful from now on. What is he? A human chatterbox?
I have to question him.
Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course, university. First rates only need apply.
Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses. Unless these glasses are yours.
That's enough. Your name, witness.
Oh, is this how you want to play this? Using our power and influence to keep young people down. I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong.
I'm sorry, it won't happen again.
Oh, man.
I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I'm Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso. With a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. Mr. Wellington, on the day of the murder, you were taking a stroll through the park, correct?
It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am, in no way, a prepubescent boy out on a walk with mommy. If you must know, I am...
Anyway, please testify to the court what you saw during your walk through the park.
See, you said it again, taking a walk. You know you.
What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington.
I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I meet the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that pretty defendant there. The only thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer.
That certainly is decisive testimony.
Indecisive? Nick, do you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm?
It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client.
You mean Maggie?
Yes, if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying.
You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright. I'll find out the truth no matter what, no matter how well you craft your lies. Craft your lies, yeah. Good stuff. Just gonna save it again.
So, can I look at this? No, they don't let me look at it for some reason. Excuse me. Well, let's talk to him.
So you were at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. No-name? Trashy? Now, this might be hard for you, mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, Palazé. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot.
How old did it say he was? 22.
Like her. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. His arrogance is really intolerable, so what should I do now? Press order. Answer the question! How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a simple third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was a little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in the picture of the crime scene. No, so it is. I looked at the clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking time apart, the nonsense, whatever. Ridiculous notion, you breathe freely. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case... Yeah, that'd be after 6 still. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That's shooty do-it-yourself, those cheap, low quality. I suppose he was also... because he was also wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that statement have come first? Wow, that's pretty impressive. Hey Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have things they called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In case of humans, we have 2 of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning.
Jane, Mr. Wright, please refrain from raising your voice in this court.
Then please don't make me raise my voice. Have to raise my voice? Are you finished? I'd like to continue if that's alright with you. So you're sure you're not mistaken?
Please, I don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course.
Ha ha ha, of course.
Did you notice anything else of interest, witness?
The banana.
Well, it was actually more than just one. More like a bunch of bananas.
Now that would a bunch of bananas be doing there?
Why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. That's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's got to be lying about the bananas.
He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. And what if it's not a lie?
Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else.
If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. My client is innocent. There's no way he could have seen what he says he did.
Which means we can somehow show he's lying.
And that's exactly what we need to do. She's right. We got a shot. She's got a shot mind, but I just wish I could remember who she is.
Is everything okay, Nick?
Sure. Mr. Wellington, if you weren't a simpleton, maybe you would be able to figure this out. But I believe I have the bananas you saw right here.
Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me.
And that's where you'd be wrong.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove? A baseball glove.
Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite?
That's not... It's no... no.
Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness has had bad eyesight. By the way, just how bad are your eyes?
Huh? How? What are you... Why are you making me... Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it is a very simple mistake. A glove for a bunch of bananas.
No, I don't think so. Objection overruled.
You're one of those people, yes, you know what I mean. You're like those people who refuse Gandhi or something and possibilities in the end, and millennial garbage. You're just a boomer.
And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is.
They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right?
Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then?
That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course I was planning on getting a new pair and made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so to replace them...
How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness?
You are unrelenting, evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc and you're not courageous. You didn't do anything wrong, she was burned.
Which boils down to you were not wearing your glasses at that time. Therefore, the identity of the woman at the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness.
But the height was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing up on the upper path.
Witness? Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, please continue with your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next in the moments after you witnessed the crime. So I wrote this person's name with the dead guy's hair. No.
The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Must have been 6:45 p.m. and made the call. That wouldn't be at the time of the murder, then, though. They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes.
So, the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away?
Yes, that's correct. Which is why even someone with a superior brain like mine can understand that. That girl is the murderer.
You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright.
We know this guy's the killer. Probably. She ran away, just like that. Yes, she did. She saw me and flew that nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away, the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? Witness has already answered the question. He has stated the defendant is the culprit.
That is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record.
How can I get more information out of him? Immediately? As in... As in immediately, I mean... Sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did it, but that's the duty of every good citizen, or did they not teach you that in your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. They're not letting me look at it, though. They're not letting me look at the names on it. How do you know what time it was? That detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout of a no-name high school.
Hey pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college.
Pretty good. Top rank. I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I believe I was mistaken on what time I called. If I am wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time.
What? Why, you're just some lousy kid who...
I think the court can see your point anyway. How didn't the police respond? So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over, gawking. Certainly says something about the morals of people in this country. I can't find anything else out of the ordinary in this testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. They're not gonna let me use this? Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Why wouldn't they let me use it? Do they want me to use the other thing instead? This is why I always hate this game. Oh, you wanna talk about that? Why aren't they letting me use it? All you gotta do is let me use it, game.
You said like 6:45, right? That looks like it was like 6:50 something. He's looking for the right college. What do they even want me to look at? I don't understand. Oops, I didn't save it at the right time. Oh well. I'll go through this really quick. Accident. Skip this stuff really quick. I know what they want me to do. I just don't know how much they want me to do it. Don't let me skip that part. Ugh, I already solved the crime. Why can't you just let me solve it, video game? This game would be good if it just didn't use its dumb logic. I just don't understand the game's dumb logic most of the time. It's like, it makes more sense to show this part first, and they're like, nah, you have to show this one first. So then you can show the other piece, and it doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, we heard. Ah, there we go. Fixed it. Need you to take a look at a court record for a second. I don't know what part they want me to object to now. Barney was also covered in bruises. Why won't they let me look at this? Maggie found this in the park. He got in contact with the owner, but they never showed up. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. I looked at the court record. Do they want me to show him Maggie? To prove that he couldn't tell it was her? They showed up within 10 minutes. I guess this would make sense since it looks like they took the pictures at 7. As soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police to report the crime. So do I want to share this? Okay, yeah. The time is wrong.
Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this?
You mean the victim's autopsy report?
According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m.
So what of it?
You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you had called the police, it was already 6:45. There's clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during that 15-minute gap.
The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It was only to be expected that he would be in a little daze.
15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little daze.
Mr. Wellington.
Yes?
Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes?
Answer the question.
I mean...
Spit it out.
I was searching for a phone booth.
A phone booth?
You mean you don't have a cell phone?
You and your questions. As if you're trying to open all the layers of a Mataruska doll. The Russian dolls. You must think that you're really something special.
Witness.
I lost my cell phone there. Are you happy?
You lost it?
Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scattered brain when it comes to your belongings.
What? Are you saying that first-rate people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard of a thing called strange quirkiness and we're geniuses? I'm a genius. Do you guys not have phones? I don't have a phone. I don't own a cell phone, but that's because, you know, I'm cool.
Enough!
Oh man. Wait, hold on a second. He lost his cell phone?
Nick, that cell phone, could it be?
You mean this phone Maggie found? There's no way. Boy, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where's your cell phone right now?
What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See, here it is.
No, I see.
Looks like he got his phone. I thought that... that just maybe this was his.
Well then, I think we've cleared up this issue. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have a cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by his search for a phone booth.
Even though there was a phone booth right in front of the dead body?
Well, that's the gist of it. I could have put it that way and leave it at that.
Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright?
There is something. Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone.
How dare you?
You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, of course. The evidence should be good enough, I think.
Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present the proof.
It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this.
It's the crime scene photo.
Is there a problem with it?
No, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, there's something wrong with you.
No.
It's a phone booth.
That's correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why'd you not use the phone that was right in front of you?
Order.
Oh, what does the reporting of the crime a little late prove for the defense?
The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. Is there reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony?
Yes, it's very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Then I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back.
But Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there's no reason for him to kill for it. On top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway.
But if he wasn't looking for a cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else.
Was he?
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation to us what the witness was doing during these 15 minutes?
Yes, I have an idea. There's one other possible explanation.
Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. I probably shouldn't have said there was only one other possibility.
Why didn't the witness call the police right away?
Mr. Wellington!
What? Don't do that to me, you almost gave me a heart attack.
These are your glasses, aren't they?
Where did you find...
I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you what they were... where they were. Found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body.
Under the victim's body?
Murder!
Now, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confess or confirm anything.
Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call.
Mr. Wright, are you indicating that the witness is the real murderer?
Of course, that's precisely what I'm doing.
You always make a mix of choice.
I know I'm right. He is the real murderer.
Did you figure it out, Nick?
More or less. Turns out the cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now's our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot.
Yeah. This is so exciting watching you work again.
Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of the knife. It's the moment I've been waiting for.
Order!
Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accuses the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal, this third-rate fraud of a lawyer.
In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you're not the murderer.
Why, that's easy, For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that?
You mean the name Maggie?
Yeah, even an idiot like that can read that, right?
But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie. And the victim was left-handed.
In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground.
But, wouldn't that mean that the real victim was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would the person know her name was Maggie?
That is a good point. The witness didn't even know Miss Bird before this trial.
Nah, I forgot. Was there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? There was a way. It'd be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn the defendant's name was Maggie.
No! Would the defense please present this case? How could the witness know the defendant's name?
Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct?
So what if I didn't?
When you realized you lost it, what did you do?
What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? How did you... Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with...
Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between the witness' cell phone and the murder?
I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Byron picked up the lost phone in the park. And... she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone.
Hello?
Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone.
Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and can give this back to you.
Oh, I'll be there. I didn't get your name.
You can call me Maggie.
That was when you learned her name was Maggie. But you made one fatal mistake.
Fatal mistake?
The client's name is Maggie, with an EY, but the name was written on the ground, IE. It was a mistake that could only occur if you knew how her name sounded. Only knew how it sounded?
Order! Order!
But, Your Honor, the witness has no motive.
Then your point is?
It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone.
That's absolutely correct. I didn't have a motive.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor.
Can you explain what the motive this witness could have had?
It's very simple, Your Honor.
The call record. Are you sure, Nick?
If I said I can't offer an explanation over... then the trial's over, right?
Yeah, but...
Now then, please present to the court the proof. The witness had a motive.
Mr. Wellington's motive is right here.
What is this? A list?
These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found, and we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group.
You looked up all those numbers?
Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group.
What? Con artists?
Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington?
This is an outrage. This is an invasion of privacy. Looking up phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're just like the cops raiding artists, something, goddess.
I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about.
You think any of know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? Why would the witness have gone? Have the numbers of the group of con artists on his phone.
Isn't that obvious? The witness... Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group.
No.
All of your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these phone numbers, it would be all over for you. That's why you had to kill.
No, this is too much.
That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain?
I got you now.
A police officer. Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
You said the exact same only a few seconds ago.
Please, let's think about the context of that phone call. Hello?
Been searching for my phone? Yeah? We went over that?
The defendant had already promised that she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet to get his phone back. Why then would he need to kill anyone?
That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this?
If you think logically about it, then it makes sense.
Then maybe we should be thinking outside of the box.
Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slime ball saw something at the crime scene that made him commit murder.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner.
But he was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant?
I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there.
Well then, Mr. Wright, what was the something that didn't agree with the witness?
We gotta try this. The witness saw this.
Mr. Wellington, is he correct? By the expression on his face, I say, that wasn't it.
No, I thought that was right. When he got there, he lost control of himself. It was probably because he saw something that was really bad for him there. That really bad thing was... Well, if it wasn't that, then it was this, right? Because it was a cop. What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim, because he was in police uniform.
The victim? You mean Dustin Prince?
Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform.
Moo!
I thought it was going to be something pettier. But it was just a stupid uniform. I thought it was going to be... It was a younger girl with an older guy. Because this guy's, you know, the like, over-the-top SJW millennial thing.
He couldn't have known they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid the policeman would ask her a few questions before returning the phone.
If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on the phone.
In his mind, it was possible they had already run a check on the phone.
And he went into a panic, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform.
Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking.
It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Impressive. Not bad for a person with a third-rate education.
What's that supposed to mean?
The evidence. Evidence. This guy's really creeping me out. All of you been waving around talking about suspicion. Is that suspicious cell phone, suspicious phone number, suspicious con group that they're all on that phone. But who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence?
You want proof that this phone is yours?
I already told you earlier that I lost a phone. I've already found it. You don't have even the slightest idea of who the phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton.
What?
It feels good to see you squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence.
Your Honor, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. A cell phone. It has to be something I've overlooked. There's got to be. Maybe. His phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memories. I can show them to you, Your Honor.
I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What we're trying to determine is who the phone belongs to. Who cares what the phone numbers are stored on it?
Besides, who knows, maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself.
The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal.
Jack is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. His cell phone. I got it. We should check for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some fingerprints on this phone.
Nick, don't you remember? We got that from Maggie, you wiped it off.
What?
You said there was sand all over it, so...
Wiped it. I wiped it.
Pretty thoroughly, too.
It's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see. Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the number stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've gotta be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington. What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much. And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh my, now I remember. Looks like they hung up. Oh, good, I finally found it. He took his cell phone. But Wright has his own cell phone also. And they probably look the same. Is that what we're gonna do? So that's when... What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes?
Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's going to get off scot-free.
I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that?
Call your cell phone.
Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no bias and therefore no power. It looks like you can a penny short.
Well, where do I go wrong?
Don't blame yourself, you're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? There's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet.
Oh, am I?
The court hereby concludes cross-examination.
That'll be all. I'll bid my gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at an ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You've had a stressful day today, so please, bon appetit.
What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Objection! Please wait, Your Honor.
All right, Nick.
I think I may be able to prove it.
Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright?
Everything.
Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more insane questions.
You will not harass the witness, is that clear, Mr. Wright?
I'm just going to make one phone call.
Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney.
Please, Your Honor.
Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court.
I only get one shot at this.
If you cannot prove everything, it's over for your client and for you. You fully understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period has ended.
Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence.
Oh.
Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance. It all comes down to this, it's go time. Why, thank you, how nice. Here, please have one of mine. Wait, what am I doing? Isn't the time to engage in business?
Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is... The card's important because of what is on the back.
Huh? You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but...
But that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone?
Huh? Right now, but the court is still in session.
It's okay, you'll see.
Okay, if you say so.
Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright?
We're going to call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is.
Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... Why is my phone? What is this stupid sounding ringtone?
Mr. Wellington. Ah, how strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone.
You're... No, it can't.
By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. I don't think I need to explain any further except to say, when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one.
Just a lot of screaming until he keeps choking himself. Well, that happened.
And now he's dead. We don't have to worry about him ever again.
So, this is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington.
He's the man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. No one denies his involvement with the con artist group. He's become paranoid and lost all ability to make rational judgments.
Then, Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding...
It's Mr. Wellington's, naturally.
Speaking of that, man, how is he, Mr. Payne?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bard, not guilty, but her boyfriend's totally dead. Sucks for her. You would think she'd be more upset. She probably killed him herself. No. That is all. The court is adjourned.
I knew it. I knew that you were the real deal. You'd shine through eventually. So moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. It's probably because of me.
Huh?
My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles and gotten sick from all sorts of food. Failed at almost every test I've ever taken. Experienced almost every kind of disaster. And I've never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has been really nothing but a string of disasters.
And, that is pretty bad.
Up until now, I went to college. I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. Then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless. What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about this earlier.
It happened again recently too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand and, before I knew it, we're having dinner at my house.
Wait, what?
Or pedestrian.
Elderly person.
I don't know.
I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true.
Gonna be AFK to the Nintendo Direct. Oh yeah, that was a thing today, huh? I never really care about those things since it's just the same BS all the time.
That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It's just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts.
So they weren't together? They were just like coincidental? They weren't actually lovers? That's why she didn't care as much? I don't know.
Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up.
Nah, well, I don't think my head is all is that messed up yet?
I'm going to find a new life for myself starting now. The next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have found a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir.
Yeah, after all, the goddess of misfortune is only a name.
You bet. I'm going to make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Well, Mr. Wright, Maya, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks, you take care of yourselves too. Remember who you are, Mr. Wright. See ya.
Oh, what a horrible day. I got my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy.
But you're okay. That's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office.
I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So this might sound bad, but, who are you?
What? I thought you said you got your memory back.
At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a really good ally during others. A judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who is easily swayed by other people's opinions. In the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. This person, I haven't gotten a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else. And this girl, Maya.
You finally remembered?
This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. I have so many unforgettable memories about her. For example...
Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me, don't tell me you missed me.
Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages.
Oh? Well, I'm back now. So it's time for us to create new memories together.
Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on the phone were erased by Willington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning.
Come on, Nick. Let's go to our usual burger joint.
Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. That's the story. That story began one rainy afternoon 2 months ago.
Oh no. Another person that's related to Maya, I guess. Lowly girl. What's a lowly girl gonna do? Kill someone?
Probably.
She's probably killed like 5 people.
There was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills.
I don't know who this is.
I was murdered by that person.
That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie.
What's happening?
They faked their own death? Oh, brothers, Maya. I finally get to see you again, and...
It's not your fault. You didn't do it.
Oh wait, are we going in flashback? Yeah, he said it took place 2 months ago. Okay.
It's not your fault. You didn't do it.
No, I did it. I killed that person.
But that wasn't you.
It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me.
I can't believe something like this happened. The events of that gloomy, rainy afternoon that started this whole mess keeps playing through my mind.
So what, she used her spirit thing to turn into someone and that person killed someone else or something? Yeah, we're back in time. June 16th, 3:34 p.m. 2 months ago.
What depressing rain. Do you understand how depressed that makes me, do you?
I guess. But actually, more than depressed, I'm angry. Angry at that weather girl on TV. I think our little rain spell will take a break with a day of sun. Is that what that girl said? I'd stake my life on it. Well, it's the weather. But that's why I didn't bother to bring an umbrella today. What nerve calling herself a weather girl. She's going to hear about my $1,500 suit. About your case, unless you're planning on suing the weather girl. I'm sorry. I thought that before we got down to business we could have some friendlier chatter. My name is Dr. Turner Gray. I'm a surgeon. Remind me to never to end under his knife. I'm here today because of this incident. Malpractice at Gray's Surgical Clinic. 14 patients lose their lives. What? Oh, you're the doctor at... It's really quite upsetting. Did you hear me? Upsetting. Yes, I heard you. I agree, it's quite upsetting, Dr. Gray. The one that screwed up was that nurse. It was just her that got the medication mixed up and killed those 14 patients. And yet, now listen good, and yet, the nurse had the nerve to go and die before admitting to her wrongdoing. She didn't even offer any sort of explanation to me, and this is the kicker. She up and has herself a grand old accident and crashes her car. Smash, crunch, instantly transforming her car into a accordion model. That's right. About a year ago, that tabloid show were talking about it. 14 victims of medical malpractice and the nurse's mysterious fatal accident. There were rumors that Dr. Gray had actually caused that crash. People said it was to forever hide the person responsible for a malpractice incident. Why would I? No, I'm just going to say this once. Why on earth would I want to kill that nurse? She's the one who killed those 14 patients, not me. I think you need to take a deep breath, Doctor, and focus. More to the point, this case is over a year old. Why bring it up now? That's simple. Because the situation is slipping out of my grasp. This just won't do. My clinic isn't seeing nearly as many patients nowadays. You understand what that means? It means they're not coming to my clinic. You don't say. If it were me, I don't think I would want to go either. So, what would you like me to do about it? I want you to help me prove I'm innocent. You realize I'm a lawyer, not a private investigator, right? No, this is something only you can do. Maya Fey, you know this girl, correct? Maya? Why would he know her name? I heard you were working under her for a little while. Yeah, yes, I mean, hey, wait a second here. I worked under her? Yes, am I wrong? She told me, so I'm not quite sure. Well, we worked a few trials together, but she went back to her hometown to undergo more training. Ah, yes, I heard. Must be lonely for you. What? Wait, I'm not. She must be an extraordinary girl to handle such rigid training. I have an acquaintance who knows a lot about these mystical sorts of things. She's the one to introduce me to Miss Fey. Is Maya really that famous? Never I set up an appointment. For what? What else? A channeling. I'm going to have her channel the spirit of that nurse that went and got herself killed. Oh. Maya. I wonder what she's up to right now. We, the women of the Fey clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. That's what she told me. I guess she's learned to accept her responsibilities and become an adult. Not counting training, this will be her first time channeling a spirit. So she gave me one condition before accepting my request. A condition? The condition is you, Mr. Wright. She said that she wouldn't do the channeling without first seeing you again. Me? And that is why I've searched you out. You want to see her too, don't you? And so, that is how I ended up visiting Maya's hometown with the doctor. June 19th, 1:25 p.m. Corin Village. This is Corin Village, Maya's hometown. Hello there. Ah, what an odd little girl.
Hey, wait up, Pearly.
Someone else is coming this way.
Nick!
Okay, yeah, it was her. Maya, how are you? It's good to see you again.
Wow, I didn't think you'd really show up.
It's not that big of a deal. You made it sound like you were so far away.
Well, maybe I exaggerated just a little bit.
It was only 2 hours by train, and if I had known you were this close, I'd visited more.
No, you're not allowed. I already decided, you know. Until I become an adult, I have to work hard and be strong myself.
Oh, well, anyway, congratulations. I'm glad to hear your training is going well for you. Looks like you've finally become a full-fledged medium, taking on your first job.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this soon.
But this case, do you know the messy story behind it?
Behold the power of my intelligence network. Let's see. 14 people died because of malpractice at Dr. Gray's part, right? And to pin the blame on the nurse. He killed her in what appeared to be a car accident.
Huh? So what in this Maya network's intelligence anyways?
The tabloids.
And that's what I thought.
I'm just pulling your leg, Nick. What really happened is the exact opposite. I heard it all from Dr. Gray. Oh, come on, Nick. I wouldn't take a crazed killer as a client. That's too scary, even for me.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you don't know if he's the killer, though, or not, right? So this is your hometown, huh, Maya?
Yep. Curran Village. But I've heard people call this place Medium Valley, too.
Interesting. So everyone that lives here is a spirit medium?
Pretty much. Most of my ancestors were too, I think.
That's probably true, since the Fae ability to communicate with the dead is so strong.
Actually, only the women of this village are mediums.
So what do the men do?
They usually work someplace outside the village.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you about the girl I saw earlier. Do you know her?
Oh, you mean Pearly?
Pearly.
Pearly Faye. She's my cousin. Isn't she adorable? Just like yours truly.
Cousin. Wait, that means is she also,
Yep, she's a medium too. Pearly's a real genius when it comes to channeling.
Ah, I see. I hope I didn't scare her when I tried to talk to her earlier.
Nah, it's not you. My aunt drilled it into her head that if a suspicious-looking person tries to talk to you, run away.
Suspicious looking?
Well, you're not wearing training clothes, for starters.
Of course not.
Pearly is my aunt's most valued treasure, so she's not allowed to go outside of town. She doesn't know much about the world outside of Kern Village.
Aunt.
Pearly's mother is my aunt, duh. Come on, Nick. Well, Nick, I've got to get going. It's about time to start the channeling.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing the channeling in my house, so come on. So come on in, okay? After I'm done, we can grill up some juicy burgers.
Alright, good luck, Maya. Why are you obsessed with burgers?
Thanks.
Well, at least she's still the same perky Maya. Fae Manor.
Mr. Wright, I'm so glad you showed.
Some nice weather we're having today, aren't you happy?
No, not at all. That stupid weather girl made the wrong call again. It'll rain cats and dogs today, she said, with a straight face. I can't believe they allow such misguided reports on public airways.
Looks like talking about the weather with this guy is just asking for punishment.
But anyway, this is the splendid matter.
No argument there. It's hard to believe that this is the Maya's house, though.
I was given a guide map to this building. Here, Mr. Wright, I have a copy for you too.
I'm guessing someone's going to die here. Look, here's my attorney's badge.
Are you trying to compete with me in my profession with that piece of scrap?
Ah.
I'm a surgeon. Compared to you lawyers, I'm practically a saint.
Yes, well, I don't exactly have any patience right now, but listen good. I'm not the one that made a mistake. This doctor needs his head examined. He keeps going on about making a mistake. What are you going to do once the nurse's spirit has been called? Isn't it obvious I'm going to have her write a signed confession? A signed confession? Yes, a confession. Pay attention, I'll have her write this. 1 year ago on May 2nd, 14 patients died due to my negligence. And then on May 24th, I fell asleep at the wheel and died in a car accident due to my further negligence. I'm sorry, and I apologize for being negligent. That's what I'll have her write. With a confession, the rain falling on my soul can finally stop. Oh, I see. So how did you hear about Maya Fey? I heard about her from an acquaintance, a girl studying the occult at the college. The girl introduced me to this village. It's the home of current school of channeling. The home, huh? And Miss Maya's the daughter of the master, I hear. Master? Anyway, did you see that door? That's the room where people and spirits meet. Miss Maya's aunt is in there right now. Would you care to meet her? Let's check out the rest of the place first. Wow, this garden really is breathtaking. Someone put a lot of effort into it. What is that over there? Is that an incinerator? Looks a little out of place in a garden like this. It's a small incinerator. I don't think garbage trucks come all the way out here after this teeny village like this. Every family has to burn their own trash. Isn't that bad for the environment, though? Gotta do something with it. It's a really old urn. The ashes of a person long dead are inside. It looks like something with a long history. Other than that, it's not very interesting, so time to move on. Looks like there's a room over here too. A peaceful feeling is emitting from it. Splendid garden with a small lump of traditional decorations. It's a bit small to walk around, but the incinerator piques my interest. I wonder who's gonna get murdered here. Doctor gonna die? So this is the side room. Looks more like a break room. There's bedding spread out on the floor. It looks like someone's sleeping in one. I shouldn't disturb them. Probably a good idea to not disturb her sleep, yeah. It's a decorated wooden bear sculpture. There's a plate attached to the base. Current village, the heart of channeling. What the? It's a souvenir. So does this mean it's easy to spot bears here? And for them to spot you? Gulp. It's a small alcove. I have no idea what it's supposed to mean or symbolize. If I had one of these in the office, I would end up as storage space. Here, it's decorated with some pretty flowers and a beautiful hanging scroll. Now let me leave. Usually they start with a court case, but I guess we're not doing that yet. We're gonna get it now, probably. A lot of candles. Wow. Such a strange atmosphere in here. These flickering lights, I guess they're candles. Good sir, who might you be? My name's Phoenix Wright. Oh, you must be that good sir. Good sir? Is she talking about me? You are a lawyer, are you not, good sir? I've heard much about you from Mystic Maya. Is that so? Mystic Maya? I'm Mystic Maya's aunt, Morgan Fay. Not nice to meet you. Morgan sounds rather American. Though you have like an afro, so I don't know. I had wanted to speak with you about a certain incident, good sir. It would seem that perhaps you asked too much of Mystic Maya in performing your duties. Most unbecoming, I'm afraid. Huh? Don't tell me you've already forgotten. That was it not for Mystic Maya and her assistants, you would surely not have won. That's the girl that runs away. Now an old lady says I stink at doing my job. And I've become the poster boy for how not to make a first impression. The past is the past, though. Let's speak of the present now. Thank you. So, why do you add Mystic to Maya's name? Isn't that a little strange? Good sir. Yes?
How dare you be so rude and disrespectful towards Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry?
She must be addressed by a proper title, good sir. You must call her Mystic Maya.
So about Mystic Maya,
It is the blood.
excuse me, blood?
Mystic Maya carries the blood of the Master. In actuality, she is the only one remaining.
Only one remaining. What's that supposed to mean?
Mystic Maya is the last of the rightful heirs to the current channeling technique.
Okay, then where do you stand?
That is a little more complicated. Although a woman of the Fae, I am merely a member of the branch family.
Branch family? What's that?
As it sounds, for a member of the branch family, no matter her spiritual power, she can never become the master of current school.
So, how strong are you?
It is same, however, I will admit. I cannot even begin to compare the loneliness of my power to the Master's.
So, that's how it is. So, today's channeling will be our first.
Yes, good sir. Because of the spirit of the person who dies, the traffic instinct is usually very strong. It's usually easier to call that person to our world.
Traffic accident indeed.
The channeling will take place here, in this channeling chamber, good sir. As you can see, I am in the process of preparing.
So, this room is the channeling chamber.
The place where a spirit medium speaks with those who have departed.
I don't suppose you'd mind if we observe the session.
Do not even think of such nonsense. Only the medium and the client may enter.
Oh,
The secrets of the current techniques cannot be seen by just anybody.
I've never stopped Maya from doing it in front of me before.
It is also for your safety, good sir, if something were to go wrong. That is why, while channeling is being performed, that heavy door is securely locked.
Oh, that's why what the lock's for.
Oh, yes. I wonder if you have yet to meet Pearl, good sir.
Pearl?
She is an adorable, angelic young girl.
Oh, that odd.
She is my daughter. Now then, what is it you're about to say?
What a cute daughter you have, ha ha ha.
A pure heart knows not of the evil in this world is a powerful thing, good sir. Please refrain from affiliating with her, I request.
Well, it's not like I had the chance to do so anyway.
I must insist and stress that you not let it occur.
Okay, I get it. Don't talk to your daughter. Is my Big rock. A giant rock that seems to be reaching for the sky. Its origins are written on a beat-up old sign. It looks like this giant rock is called Curran's Boulder. There's a really complex explanation written here, but long story short, it's a big stone for spirits to live in, or something like that. An old-styled phone booth. I can't say it fits in with the area too well. My cell phone doesn't get reception up here, so who knows, I may need it later. Rustic, thatch-roofed houses, where the other villagers live in the lined streets. And nowhere near as large and nice as the manor in front here. It's kind of odd that I don't see any of the other villagers walking around, though. Is everyone dead already? Whole village is dead?
I might have to go poke that bed now. Oh. Scale's got a few questions to ask.
Ah, I'm sure I've heard that southern accent somewhere before.
Oh, okay, it's her. Oh, well, I'll be. It's Mr. Phoenix Wright. How you been? Haven't seen you in, what, a year?
You are... Lotta Hart, right?
Bingo. I'm the one and only paranormal photographer, Lotta Hart.
So I guess you're still at it, being a photographer, I mean.
Of course. And today I'm gonna get myself a real scoop, wait and see. Oh, that's right. This ain't no time to be wasting time. Channeling's about to get started. Is it that time already? We all should hurry up and get to the meditation room. What are you waiting for? Come on.
A lot of hot, huh? Been judging her harshly because of that case. But I guess looking back, we had some good times too. Kind of. Not really. We didn't really have any good times.
We will now begin the channeling. Mystic Maya and honored guest, please proceed into the channeling chamber.
With this, I can finally swat all those pesky flies once and for all. You hear me? They won't be able to say a single bad thing about me after this. You'd love to hear them apologize, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Mr. Wright? Me? Oh, yeah, I sure would.
Mystic Maya, do you have a channeling chamber key? Yup, right here. That is most satisfactory. The key is one of a kind, so please take care of it well. I'll be fine, Aunt Morgan. I won't lose it, trust me. Okay, Dr. Gray, let's get started.
Finally, let's go. Yeah, he's totally dead, isn't he?
No, just wait patiently to hear them. Please have some lovely bitter green tea and jaw-droppingly large strawberry desserts. Hold on now, Granny. Granny, how come you ain't allowed in that room? Dear madam, you have an impressive grasp of English. From where did you learn it? What? I'm from the heart of the heartland. Is that so? Then I humbly request that you return to the heart of the heartland. What are you? This is Corinne Village. If you cannot follow our traditions and rules, we request that you leave. Sorry.
Wow, shut Lotta up. Now that's impressive.
Now then, let us wait. Sip more tea. Hey now, what was that?
It came from inside the channeling chamber.
Hey, that's a gunshot. Excuse me. I heard that sound before. It's a gunshot. I bet my afro on it.
Maya's in there. Miss Faye, what should we do?
Yeah, being chicken liver, what are you waiting for? Kick it down already.
But the key.
The key is one of a kind in this world. There's only that one. Even I am powerless to open that door.
There's no other way. Alright, stand aside. I'm going to break the door down.
Wait, please. That sort of recklessness. Yeah, now that's what I call being a man. What other choice do we have?
Dr. Gray!
I was murdered.
Maya?
That man murdered me. So I killed him.
What? Lotta, at a time like this?
Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots, but anyways, what's going on here? This gal, is she Maya? Step away from there. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police.
But,
hurry, before there are more victims here. Hey, let's go, City Boy. Leave this granny to me. Leave this to the granny.
My cell phone doesn't get reception way out here, so I end up using the phone booth to call the police.
Ian?
They're on their way.
That's good. Lordy, I saw Johnny a mysterious phenomenon.
Really seems on edge because of all this. Not that I blame her. I'm scared to death by what's going on. Hey.
That gal, Maya, she wasn't the one that pulled the trigger, was she?
Oh yeah. Lotta doesn't know that when Maya's channeling, her whole physical appearance changes.
Then again, weren't there only two of them in there? I reckon she must have done it then.
Lotta, what do you know about Dr. Gray?
Not much, but I did some digging. That one gent with a bad reputation.
Really?
I hear he's good at surgery and stuff, but his personality stinks like a wet sheet. I sort of got the same impression myself. He's real controlling. Soon as his nurse or patient's doing what he says, he starts hollering. Must have been real tough working for him. Ah, Mr. Wright.
Miss Faye, how's Mystic Maya?
She was returned to this world. The spirit servicing technique was successful.
Let me see her, please.
She is still unconscious. I humbly request that you wait outside for her recovery.
Guess I just have to wait.
Gumshoe?
The police are here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Huh? You again.
What are you doing all the way out here, Detective Gumshoe?
It's actually kind of funny. I was in the area for a business trip, pal. Now it's time to check out the crime scene. I'll have to question everyone here later, so just sit tight, alright?
Why is he grinning at me like that?
I shall show you the scene of the crime, Detective Gumshoe.
My name isn't Jim Shoe. It's Gum.
The two of them went to the channeling chamber. I guess all I can do for now is see what everyone else has to say. I'm pretty sure there was someone sleeping here earlier.
Like, how can I help you? What?
I am that as,
Like, so, isn't it about time to start?
time to start what?
You know, like, the channeling.
Channeling? Oh, no, actually, the situation's kinda changed.
Huh? Like, what do you mean?
Please stay calm, but there's been a murder.
So, like, a murder is that thing where, like, one person kills another, right?
Yes, a person has killed another person.
Oh, that's, what are the words I'm looking for? It's like, totally a bummer.
Yeah, after all that effort, that's all she had to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to, like, introduce myself. My name is Minnie. At the college, I'm researching and studying parapsychology.
Parapsychology?
That's right. I think people, like, usually call it occult studies or something. Like supernatural phenomenon, ESP, and psychic powers, that sort of stuff.
And that's pretty out there. I'm Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. So what brings you here today?
So I was the one who told Dr. Gray about this place. He asked me, like, do you know of any good spirit medium?
Dr. Gray did say something about being introduced to this place.
Because, like, talking to dead people and, like, multiple personalities are my thing.
I see. Then why were you taking a nap here?
Like, I wasn't feeling good. I'm, like, allergic to sesame seeds. They, like, must put some in the food they served at lunch.
Oh, that doesn't sound fun.
So I, like, felt sick and came in here to, like, sleep. I totally feel like I've wasted my time because, like, I slept a long time.
So you were sleeping here the entire time?
Yeah, ever since lunch.
So you don't know anything about the murder that took place?
Like, what? Oh, that. I, like, totally know nothing. So who was, like, you know, killed?
A surgeon that requested channeling, Dr. Gray. You and Dr. Gray knew each other, right?
I don't know any Dr. Gray.
Oh, really? Then what was all the talk about him earlier?
Huh? Well, like, a long time ago, I was, like, a patient? Yeah.
She sounds like she's trying to hide something.
Well, she was probably the killer then.
There's no one here as usual. Hey, how are you? You're Pearl, right? Silent as ever. What's that she got in her hand? Seen it somewhere before. What is that? Is it my hair? Is it too spiky? Not spiky enough?
I think his hair is too spiky.
She's probably scared out of her wits after having a murder take place right by her. Mata?
God darn.
Don't scare me like that.
What do you mean? You're one scaring me. If I weren't so tough, you'd have another dead body on you.
What? What? Do you have any... Did you see or notice anything that stuck out to you?
Nah, well, maybe one thing.
What is it?
Turns out my poor stomach's not good at handling this kind of thing.
Huh? What?
Curses and ghosts and stuff coming back to get you. This is too much, say.
What is it too much?
Being a cult photographer, some scary stuff. I think I'm gonna try being a celebrity photographer now.
Going after photos more within your reach from now on. More glamour, less glory. What's up?
Oh yeah,
What is it?
I took some hot pictures earlier.
Huh?
Remember? I took some pictures of the murder scene inside.
She did. 2 even.
Seance murder. I sure like the ring of that. It'll be a sensational story.
Mata.
Sorry, but my journalist sister inside me. Had to cut and run, but I'm heading back in. Gonna beat those cops to the scoop and,
I know, scary. A lot are the spirits, and why does it feel like we've been through this before? Police are busy running here. I don't see Maya anywhere.
Hey, you! Don't touch anything!
Look, I really need to ask you some questions.
Oh, don't look at me like some sort of uncaring jerk. Tell you what, pal. Only ask me a few questions, alright?
About Maya.
I had to break this to you, pal, but the way things look now, the girl's the only one who could have done it.
Yeah, only Maya and the victim were inside this room, after all. But Maya is...
You can ask more about her later, pal. Right now I've got a job to do, and that's collecting evidence.
Detective Gumshoe looks like a real professional, and yet something about his expression still looks the same. So, Dr. Gray was shot with a gun, huh?
He was shot in the forehead, but
But
he was also stabbed in the chest with a knife.
a knife.
Basically, the victim was first stabbed, and then he was shot.
Hey, yeah, can I slide? Can you hear a murder suspect now, can I? Guess I want to search this room. I'm gonna have to come back later. Okay, so I can't search the room right now anyway?
Oh, dear madam. You have such impeccable timing. Like, what's all the buzz?
Yeah, alright everyone, you too, pal. I'm gonna give you all a brief update. Right now, it looks like the investigation's not going to be done till real late.
That is terrible shame. I propose that everyone sleep here until the roof of the Fey Manor. Under the roof of the Fey Manor, right? With the dead body next to it.
No, they moved the body already? What a mess. Can't believe how crazy this story turned out. Maya was arrested and taken away by the police. And I don't see myself getting any sleep tonight. 8:02 a.m. Pretty early. Morning. I guess I must have nodded off at some point. Oh, Maya's okay. I should hurry and get to the detention center ASAP.
Yes, so it was two hours on bus. Nick,
Maya!
what am I going to do? I never imagined it would turn out like this.
Calm down, Maya. Take a deep breath. You just brought a killer into your room. Come to think of it, the first time I met her, it all started right here, in this detention center. When she was framed for her sister's murder.
I finally get to see you again, and...
It's not your fault. You didn't do it.
No, I did do it. I killed that person.
But that wasn't you.
It doesn't matter. It might as well have been me. I was too weak, and I couldn't control the spirit's power, and...
I don't want to bring up the case quite yet, but...
You don't have to be nice to me, I understand.
So the master, something of the current school of channeling.
Actually, my mother is for now. But since that title is passed from mother to daughter, I guess I will be someday.
But many people think that channeling isn't real, that it's all just an act.
You believe in us, don't you?
Yeah, because I've seen it with my own eyes. Maya's channeling a spirit. Not only does her voice, but her whole physical appearance changes. It's a supernatural phenomenon that occurs every time. It happened at this time, too. Dr. Gray said that he wanted to call the nurse, so... Maya's body must have been taken on that nurse's appearance. What exactly happened in the channeling chamber?
Are we supposed to be proving that spiritual stuff exists? Is that what we're getting into for Phoenix Wright? In our dystopian future where Court of Laws go in 3 days? We're also, having spirit cases? Ghost killers?
I went into that room with Dr. Gray and locked the door. And sat down across from him.
Okay.
We closed our eyes and I began the channeling.
This is sounding kind of creepy, like the beginning of a scary story.
That's the last thing I remember.
What?
After that, a spirit comes into my body, I lose myself and my consciousness.
And you don't remember a single thing?
When I came to, I was being held in my aunt's arms. And there was blood all over my clothes. Oh, but I do remember having a dream.
A dream? What kind of dream did you have while you were channeling?
I can't remember it all that well, but I was dead and buried in the ground. I couldn't move and it was unbearable, really suffocating. Went something like that.
I see. I have no idea to say to that.
There's a really familiar smell too.
Under the ground?
Yeah, I can't quite place it, but I know I've smelled the same scent before.
Guess this is about all the information I'm going to gather for today. I'll be back later, Maya. In the meantime, please make sure you're prepared, okay?
Huh? It? What is it?
The document requesting me to be your attorney, of course.
But...
What's wrong?
Are you sure? I mean, I'm guilty. I'm a murderer.
No one's decided that yet.
But I did. I killed that person with these 2 hands.
That's enough, Maya.
It's hopeless. If you defend me, you'll lose. I'm sure.
Stop it.
Help me. Nick, help me. I'm scared.
Don't worry. I will. When is the trial?
It sounds like tomorrow.
As usual, 0 prep time. Alright, I'm going now.
Wait. This jewel is called a Magatama. It's a magical charm, and it's always protected me. Give this to Pearly, and I'm sure she'll lend you her spiritual powers. Make sure you show that to Pearly, okay, Nick? I'm sure she'll be a big help to you.
Okay. Back to the case. I have to save Maya no matter what. It's her life on the line. What in the world happened in that room yesterday? The meditation room nurtures all mediums, young and old. Even mediums in training, I'd wager, but it's pretty deserted today. Probably because of the murder yesterday. Looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. I should take this chance to thoroughly check this room. Feels like I'm gonna sneeze. Maybe not. Maybe I'm fine. If I'm lucky, I might uncover a clue or 2.
Oh, Mr. Wright.
Good morning.
I'm on my way to go meet Mystic Maya. And I thought to bring her some items to make her feel more at home. Namely, tea is bitter. Tea, so bitter you lose your tongue and jaw, dropping large strawberry desserts.
Yeah. I'm sure Maya will be very grateful.
That's Mystic Maya, good sir.
she's one scary lady.
Oh, dear sweet Mystic Maya. Pearl wept constantly for you last night, as did I.
I know it's important for me to search the site. I should ask her some questions too while I have the chance. I'd like to ask you a few questions about what happened yesterday.
Do you mean that awful tragedy? A man murdered me, so I killed him.
Yeah. We got that.
What happened in here in the room after I left?
Well, first I struck Maya on the head.
To make her go unconscious, correct?
That is correct. Next I performed the spirit severing technique.
Spirit severing technique.
Spirit severing that... the spirit of that nurse was inside Mystic Maya's body. Used that technique to send the nurse's spirit back to the other world.
I wonder if this kind of testimony is even admissible in court of law. Oh, great. By the way, what is this room exactly?
The channeling chamber. This room was created for the sole purpose of preventing such a tragedy as yesterday.
What do you mean?
Sometimes when an inexperienced medium calls an especially strong spirit, that spirit may become violent and revolt, as you witnessed yesterday.
Revolt? But how?
When the spirit enters a medium's body, she loses her will and her self steps aside. But in another way, the spirit is borrowing the medium's body, good sir.
But isn't that extremely dangerous?
An experienced medium has little problem controlling a spirit.
But Maya, I mean Mystic Maya. That was her first channeling.
And that was why I insisted on locking the door. However, I never thought that it would be calling danger upon the client himself. I'm grateful that one of our heirlooms were not damaged in the horrible incident.
And that would be?
That folding screen. It is the current sacred writings, along with the current sacred urn. They are this village's most treasured possessions. If I ever found out that something had happened to either one. Oh, the humanity.
And for her to be worrying about the folding screen at a time like this, I guess isn't just some dilapidated old screen after all. So how's Pearl today?
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
In this world, Pearl is my treasured possession. And compared to even Mystic Maya, Pearl has the spiritual power to become a master.
That's very impressive.
Until now, the women of the branch family have thought themselves to be inferior, but Pearl is different. Her spiritual strength is so great that it's even greater than some of the main family. Yes, Pearl is channeling prodigy, and is the pride of the branch family.
She's really fired up now. Anyway.
Our world is so different from yours. Perhaps it's best for you to quit.
Quit what?
Oh my.
What is it?
That is Mystic Maya's Magatama. Why do you have this in your possession?
I'm sorry.
Return it to Mystic Maya at once.
Yes, madam. Why did it feel like I was being scolded by my own mother just now? Beautiful and expensive folding screen. It looks quite old. There seems to be some sort of sacred text written on it, but I can't read it. This is... the hole. Could this have been made by the bullet?
Well then, I do believe it is time for me to take my leave. Alright, please tell me...
alright, please tell Maya said I.
What was that?
I mean Mystic Maya.
I will tell her.
I guess this is an altar, whatever it is, it feels important. A mere-like object with a cloudy or effective surface, and some branches of a sacred tree have been set predetermined arrangement. Guess they're used for channeling. There's some empty space behind the folding screen. The light of the candles can't reach back there, so it's completely dark. I hope no one is hiding back there.
Feel like that part will be important.
That's where the medium sits, I assume. There are full panels on this floor.
And the flooring feels a little damp, probably from the humidity in the air. No matter what I do, my eyes keep getting drawn to the pool of blood in the center here. Can we just find the person that shot through that way? Meditation room is on the other side of this heavy locking door. The lock is broken. Because, well, I broke it. Doesn't seem possible, but I managed to break it pretty badly. When we want to do something bad enough, people can do the most amazing things. Yeah, get the adrenaline going. Rip through those locks. Since it was on a wooden door, you usually break the whole door, though, instead of the lock itself, since the locks are usually like steel.
Well, Pearl isn't here today. Maybe she's at school. She doesn't go to school.
Oh, hey, like, you're that guy from yesterday, the dentist guy.
No, I'm a lawyer.
That's right, Mr. Smith, Esquire.
That's right. Wait, I mean, you're wrong. My name is Wright.
Smith, right. Well, I got like 3 letters at least.
I don't think she gets the point. Anyway, why are you here?
So, like, I study cold things, parapsychology at this college, and
You told me about that yesterday, the sesameology too. What I'd really like to know is why you're still here today.
oh, so like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it.
Sorry, my bad.
No, it's okay, like, it's really...
That's it. Why'd you stop mid-sentence?
Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again?
If Lord I ever wanted another genuine mysterious phenomenon, it's right here. So, why are you here today?
Like, there's so much for me to, like, study here.
Like what?
Like, the medium's training, or like how they inherit their spiritual power.
I suppose this village is the real thing after all.
So, like, I asked if I could stay here for, like, a little longer.
Sure seems happy, like carefree type. At least on the surface. Have you heard about the murder?
It's, like, totally scary.
She says with a silly smile plastered on her face. So you know anything about it that might help? Somehow I don't think she has a grip on reality, let alone what's going on here. About the victim, Dr. Gray.
I don't know who you're talking about. Like, wait, I think you asked about him, like, yesterday, too?
That's right, her reaction yesterday when I asked. Seemed pretty important.
Yeah, she got flustered.
She's definitely hiding something from me.
Like, is something wrong?
Left the bank and a mess on the floor and going to fold it.
Like, really good nap, and like, I wasn't thinking of leaving it like this, so it's all set for tonight. Sure.
Now where did this box come from? I'm sure this wasn't here last night. It looks like a box for storing clothes, but it's pretty big for just clothes. It's mostly empty. You pulled a piece of channeling costume sit at the bottom. It's a decorative wooden bear sculpture, and there's a plate attached to the base. Current village, the heart of channeling. What the? Souvenir? Yeah.
Isn't it cute? I like totally bought that.
Ah, so it's yours, huh?
Yeah, so like, this village really is famous for like channeling and bears.
Wait, famous for bears?
But it's like, okay. You ever like see a bear, you just play dead and they like leave you alone.
Is that right?
Yeah, cause like fighting back is totally of no use.
She actually tried to fight one? It's the first time I've seen a sliding door like this in person. From here, I can see the winding way and little garden in the courtyard.
I only found some interesting things so far. Pearlback.
You surprised me. How are you today? Guess she isn't open to friendly chatting. She's still holding something in her hand. It looks like the same thing she was holding yesterday. Oh yeah, Maya said to give this to you. That I'm in trouble now. If Morgan sees us like this, I'll be the next one in the channeling.
That's Mystic Maya's.
Nah, she actually spoke.
Oh, are you?
I'm Phoenix Wright. I worked with Maya.
You worked with Mystic Maya? You're Mr. Nick, right?
Excuse me, but I know who she picked Nick up from.
I know who you are. You're Mystic Maya's special someone.
What? What? What?
So then, of course, you're going to help Mystic Maya, aren't you? That's what you're going to do, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, how old is she again? She's 18 now, so yeah, we're together, sure. No. She was 17 the last game, but you know, year passed. Totally.
Oh wow, it's like a beautiful fairy tale. That earnest look shining brightly in your eyes. It must be true love.
What? Why am I being boiled into bright red lobster by this little kid?
I'm so jealous of Mystic Maya. Huh, what a wonderful relationship.
What? Wait, I mean, we aren't... Things aren't...
I can tell you're a good person. Alright, Mr. Nick. I may be small, but I'm going to help you in any way I can.
You know about this?
Are you interested in Kern's tradition things too, Mr. Nick? Kern's sacred writings are on the folding screen.
Oh, is that what's written on it? Actually, what caught my eye was the hole in it.
It's very old screen, so I think that maybe bugs made it by eating through it.
Sure doesn't look like that way to me. I guess you wouldn't know. Anyway. Well, are you friends with Maya?
I feel grateful to be friends with her. She's so great. I want to be like Mystic Maya when I grow up. I really look up to her.
Wow, I had no idea Maya was so revered.
Usually when people don't use Mystic Maya's title, I get mad.
Oh, sorry.
But if it's you, Mr. Nick, then it's okay. Because you're special to her.
Where in the world did she get an idea like that? By the way, this may be...
This may be rude, but which channeling school are you from?
Which channeling school?
Yes, for example, I study the Kern technique.
I get it. No, I'm a lawyer.
Lawyer?
Yep.
Is that related to spirit mediums in any way?
None that I know of. Wait, are you telling me you don't know what a lawyer is?
I'm sorry, but I have no idea.
Maya did say Perla doesn't know much about the outside world.
So she probably wouldn't know what a gun is, right?
So, what's that you got there, Pearl?
Oh, this? I found it yesterday.
Huh?
If you want it, I can give it to you.
Alright, well, if you really want to give it to me.
You look like a child at a toy store, Nick.
He not only speaks in a refined manner, but laughs in one too.
Mr. Nick.
Yes, Pearl? Pearls? I can call you that, right? You're too cute to just call Pearl.
Sure, Mr. Nick, are you sure it's okay for me to have this Magatama?
Yeah, it's okay. I was told to give it to you.
But I can't accept something like this. All I really should do is charge this Magatama with spiritual energy.
Spiritual energy?
Please take this. I'm sure it'll be helpful.
What do you mean?
It'll let you see people's secrets.
See people's secrets?
Yes, it's like cheating. If it's alright with you, I would like to accompany you for a little while. I can explain the Magatama's power to you when we meet someone hiding a secret.
Will she tell me about this? Guess not. Well, I guess we'll start this first. Hello again. We seem to be seeing a lot of each other today.
She's, like, totally cute. Is she like your daughter?
What? What? No. How old do you think I am?
Oh, wow, it's a Megatama. You shouldn't have.
It's so totally not for you.
Hey, like, it's not nice to freak me out like that.
That should be my line. Want to ask you about Victim.
Oh, okay, so it reacts to her lies?
Ah, what is that? You
can see it, can't you, Mr. Nick? You can see the lock on the person's heart.
Huh? What?
It's the power of the Magatama. Only you can see these psychic locks, Mr. Nick.
Psychic locks, huh?
The more someone wants to hide their secret, the more locks you'll see. If it's only one, I think you can easily unlock it.
No, unlock. But how?
Please use this Mystic Maya's Magatama on this person. Let's remove the lock.
I have no idea what she's talking about, but guess I'll give it a try.
You must be careful, though, Mr. Nick. If you make a mistake, it will hurt you. If you don't think you have the proof you need, you must stop. You must have the courage to stop.
Well, I gotta start somewhere. Let's give this psychic lock thing a try. And girl's hiding something, I'm sure of it. I guess I have no choice but to remove this lock. Right, so first I have to use the Magatama. So do I... Okay.
The victim? This is interesting. So now we're actually doing detective stuff in a way.
Eeny meeny. Eeny meeny. Oh my god, I didn't even realize the stupid name. I didn't realize the stupid name until now. Eeny meeny miny-mo. I believe you do know who Dr. Gray is.
I like totally you. How many times do I have to, like, repeat myself? If you're, like, so totally sure, then where's your proof?
While it may be possible that you never met the actual Dr. Gray in person, I do believe you might have at least indirectly known him.
Like, what do you mean by indirectly?
Should try to show the possibility existed for now. So something that shows a possible connection between Inu and Dr. Gray.
Yeah, it looks like I actually don't have the evidence right now. I think I would need, like, the tabloid or something. I need something else. There's a piece of evidence missing.
Hey, it's you, pal. So you're going to be your lawyer, I bet.
Yes.
No. I only feel bad for you, pal. Just this once, I wish I could be on your side.
Detective Gumshoe.
Yeah, but I shouldn't be saying that kind of stuff to you. Hey, you're a cute kid. I'm not scary, honest.
Wow, I never knew Gumshoe liked kids.
Hey, I know, I'll show you something cool. How's this? It's a real genuine pistol.
Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing showing us something that dangerous?
No, sorry. I'm gonna give you any information about evidence.
Oh. What about Maya and the charges against her?
I don't think you can win, pal. If you're talking about proof, we got a few pieces.
You've got proof?
Yeah, pal. That poofy-haired photographer is going to testify tomorrow.
You must be talking about Lotta. Actually, speaking of Lotta... Lotta's hot pictures. I wonder what her camera captured.
Science, you must have realized by now, pal. There's no way anyone other than Maya Faye could have done it.
I think Maya was knocked unconscious, put behind the screen. The guy was stabbed. Shot. And, Then they put Maya back? Maybe. I'm not sure. Or they're gonna do Spirit BS. Either or.
What am I supposed to say? To Pearls now. I like always calling her Pearls. About Dr. Gray. The victim wasn't super famous, but people still knew who he was. His face was all over those tabloid shows last year. Yeah, I know. I was looking through some newspapers from last year and... Huh? I sworn I had an article out, but I guess I must have lost it. Searching through his pockets, oh boy. Those big. It looked really interesting too. Hey, do you have a copy, pal? A copy of that article? I think Dr. Gray might have brought a copy to the office when he came by. About Maya's trial tomorrow. I got 2 pieces of news for you, pal. So? Yeah, bad news and even worse news. So which do you want to hear first? I don't really care. It doesn't change the fact that I'm not going to like it. Alright, pal. Well, the prosecutor for the trial is Prosecutor Von Karma. What? Von Karma? He got arrested for murdering people. He didn't directly murder them, but he made someone murder them. Horrible aftertaste and evil. Never forgot. Yeah. Wait a second. But didn't Von Karma stand trial and that's where the other piece of bad news comes in. Von Karma you're facing tomorrow is actually his successor. Successor? So, who's the successor to Von Karma? Literally, pal. It's Prosecutor Von Karma's kid. His kid became a prosecutor real young, like 13, and hasn't lost a trial since. That's what they call a prodigy, pal. Oh, brother? Kid. Wait a second. 13? The kid became a prosecutor at the age of 13? I mean, a prodigy like that I would have heard something about. Oh, no. The kid was born and raised in Germany, pal. The country's got a lot of stuff and is a great place to develop a person's talent. Germany, huh? That's probably why I've never heard of this person. Still, all it takes is someone mentioning the name Von Karma. I get terrible flashbacks to that case. Stop it! Get a grip on yourself, Phoenix. None of that matters anymore, now that he's gone. Feels like I've been gone forever, but it's only been 1 day. Oh, that's right. Where's that newspaper Dr. Gray brought over the other day? Here it is, right on top of my desk. It's the only thing left behind that's going to be of any help. Might say something if we bring Pearly here. I must be in another round of questioning. I hope the detectives are taking it easy on her, but these kind of cases aren't usually taken lightly, either, so I guess I'll come back later. Well, for now, we need to go figure out what her secret is. Might have indirectly known him. Here's your proof. Like, what is that? Ouch, I guess it doesn't have anything to do with it, huh? Pels did warn me. You make a mistake, it'll hurt you, she said. If I don't have enough evidence, I should probably stop. That seems weird, though. That definitely would be how she would indirectly know him, at least. And she said she was a patient already. We already know why they know each other. Or at least we believe we know why. But Gumshoe might have something else. Dr. Gray brought this over to my office the other day and... Hey, it's that news story. The one about the malpractice suit. 14 patients died and it caused a huge stink. Literally. Yeah, but that's not all, pal. Things only got worse after that. You mean the car accident and the nurse died? Oh, here we go. I brought my own clipping with me today. Here, pal, this is for you. Alright, thanks.
There we go.
It was her sister, Mimi, Minnie. Nurse at Gray Surgical Clinic died after falling asleep at the wheel. She had a grudge against Dr. Gray, so she directly had a motive to kill him.
Take a look at this newspaper clipping.
Like, what is it? A story about an accident?
Please read the victim's name.
Mimi Minnie.
Minnie's a pretty rare last name, wouldn't you say? Miss Mimi Minnie wouldn't happen to be a relative of yours, would she?
Sayonara. She was my older sister.
I'm sorry about your loss. Your sister, was she a nurse? Was a nurse? Perhaps at Dr. Gray's surgical clinic? Gray's surgical clinic. I don't think I need to tell you that the clinic was run by the victim, Dr. Turner Gray. Which is how you knew of Dr. Gray. You knew him through your sister.
Unlock successful. I got my health back. So what do we got? What dirt do we got left?
Please tell me all you know about Dr. Gray.
Your sister looks so weird. My sister's name was Mimi Minnie. She was like a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
That's what I thought.
I heard that, like, Dr. Gray was really tough on people, like a total slave driver. My sis was, like, always coming home totally wiped out because she was overworked.
Wiped out? So it was like... Is that why she fell asleep at the wheel?
That guy, like, drove my sis so hard, so, like, that's why the accident happened.
The one where 14 patients died from malpractice.
Yeah, like, I think that was the doctor's fault, too. My sis was pushed by, like, everyone's expectations and, like, her duties and stuff. And that pushed her to her death.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, like, are we done? I've, like, already told my story to, like, everyone. You understand now, Mr. Nick? This is how psychic lock works.
Well, I don't plan to pry into people's hearts unless I absolutely need to.
The lock this time was pretty easy, but there might be people who aren't as willing to give in later on. You don't have enough proof. Be careful and know when to stop trying.
Okay, what else can we do then?
He doesn't want to help us. Is there anything else in here? Actually, she might say something else about this stuff. No? Doesn't look like anything new came up. Actually, would she say something about this? I feel like that someone could hide behind there is an important detail. Also, there's this cabinet here, too, that anyone could put stuff inside. And that basket could have been back behind that door, too, to put Maya in. Or to put clothes in, etc. Since they said spirit medium clothes were in there.
A lot of sketchy things. What do we got now?
Mr. Nick?
Nah, what's wrong?
I never left Korean Village before.
Really? Wow, that's pretty amazing.
You're going to meet with Mystic Maya, aren't you? Please tell her I said hi.
Hey, wait! She ran off again. Well, I know you're a secret now, but still don't have any idea how I'm going to save Maya. I don't even know if I should go in there and with a smile on or a straight face. To the detention center! Da-da-da. What am I supposed to do? I'm almost out of time. Can I really do anything? Can I really save her?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Ah, must be Maya. Been a long time, hasn't it, Phoenix? That voice. Oh? Mia?
Even without me being here, it looks like you've learned to stand on your own.
We have to have the flashbacks? Mia? She's Maya's older sister and my mentor. She was a top-notch defense lawyer, but a certain case forced her into retirement. But whenever I'm in trouble, she comes to help, just like this. Her spirit comes back from the other world and borrows Maya's body for a bit.
Phoenix, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. Gloria is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets, especially when it's bad.
Mia.
You can't smile at the end if you haven't been smiling the whole way there. In any case, the face you are making now is no face to show a client, Phoenix.
But...
So tell me all about it. I'm going to guess that my sister is in a lot of trouble again.
The guard there's just like, why'd that girl's boobs get bigger? And why'd she get taller? She was underage, but now she's above age. I told her everything about what happened in the last 2 days. Mia closed her eyes and took a deep... closed her eyes deep in thought while she listened.
I see.
Maya, what am I supposed to do?
It's pretty clear what a good lawyer does in this situation.
And that is? Tell me, please.
Believe in your convictions, and fight for the complete actuality of your client. Equality.
Could you take a look at this? Fine, I'll show you this.
I feel like that stuff's important.
Maya, have you seen this key before?
Ah, the key. It's literally the key to understanding everything that's happened in this case.
This key?
Mr. Phoenix, listen, right now that key is sitting in your hand. However, it shouldn't be. It contradicts the facts.
What does she mean?
I'm certain this key will be the piece of evidence that makes your case tomorrow. This is Maya's Magatama, isn't it? Why do you have it?
Maya gave it to me, but...
I see. There's something very important to me. Take good care of it, okay?
She's looking at it with a soft look in her eyes. So it's probably hers first? Anyways, let's talk normally. You think Maya's not guilty? How can you be so sure?
I know she is, and I'll give you a hint as to why.
Yes?
Mediums can't have dreams.
They can't?
From what you told me, it sounds like Maya was having a dream while channeling.
Yeah, she said she dreamt that she died and had been buried in the ground.
But that's impossible. You've heard it from her. I'm sure when a medium channels, her own spirit disappears. Which means that it's impossible for her to dream during that time.
Wait. Did Maya's aunt kill this guy? Or just as an accomplice to it? And what does this mean?
I think it's safe to bet that Maya was set up.
A setup?
It's up to you to blow the lid on the case tomorrow and show how she was set up.
How am I supposed to prove her innocence when I have nothing to go on?
If you're looking for a clue, it's already in your hands.
It is?
Just as it sounds, Phoenix, you already hold the key.
Really? I already did?
You already know everything you need to know. You know what the key to this case is. That is enough.
But how can I win tomorrow without knowing who the real murderer is? Who could have... I didn't know it at the time. But this day was going to end with a turn for the surprising. Mia, what?
What's wrong?
That's right, only I can see psychic locks. Which means Mia must know something about the real murderer. For this to be something that she would hide under lock and key from even me, when the world is going on.
Okay, so yeah, that means it was the aunt. Or even if she wasn't the real murderer, she at least helped murder. She was the one who had a key to the place, we know. I don't know if it was a combined effort, because the fact is that that girl found that place, and she probably told the aunt about him, and made the doctor come there. But we don't know how the doctor's connected to Morgan Fay there, if at all. What? Prosecutor Von Karma? You mean...
No, I heard it's a successor this time.
Successor? Manfred Von Karma was a real sinister man. He pulled all sorts of nasty tricks so he could win.
He was a man obsessed with the word perfection. He had a perfect record for 40 long years. Who knows what sort of dirty tricks he used to get reach of those guilty verdicts. And now a successor. I wonder what kind of person they'll turn out to be. It's no good.
It's no good. Mystic Maya? Oh, Pearl came. Pearly? You showed up. Thanks for coming all this way. I was really worried about you. Hey, where's your mother? Didn't you two come together? Mother's watching over the trainees. She said they have training for 2 days straight with no breaks. Huh? Then you came all by yourself? Yep, I snuck out of the matter and followed the map.
Don't tell me you walked all the way here.
Of course not. I ran.
I can't. Oh my. If it takes 2 hours by train, oh man.
Pearly, what about the train? Huh? What's a trainee?
I give up.
It's time, isn't it? I'm really scared. What if Von Karma tries to do something to me? At least I know Mr. Edgeworth would be nicer to me than Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth? Who is that? He's Nick's rival. Well, he's also a friend. I still remember him as though I'd seen him only yesterday. Every trial was a scorchingly fierce battle until the very end. I was always back and forth with them, but when you're rivals for life...
Maya, please don't mention that name ever again.
Huh? But why, Mr. Nick?
I'm sorry, Maya. I forgot you don't know. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Oh, what? Wait a second. What's that supposed to mean? Court will now commence shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom. He gave his resignation, as we know, I think. Or at least he was trying to give his resignation.
Let's go. Now's not the time to talk about that anyway.
Nick?
Young brother?
Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fay. Are the prosecution and defense prepared?
I wonder why we're on opposite sides. Wait. It's a girl?
What is with this kid?
Ahem, Mr. Wright, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. Why does he always seem mad at me?
Mr. Wright. You must be a little shocked because I'm a woman, correct?
Hold on. So she's the famed successor to Prosecutor Von Karma?
I'm Francesca Von Karma, the prodigy.
I see.
I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge.
Revenge? Is this about her father, Manfred Von Karma?
If it's something personal in nature, I'm sure you can... Oh.
I'm talking. She got a whip. If you interrupt again, my whip will do the speaking for me.
Please speak with your mouth like a normal person. I beg of you. Yow!
Make no mistake, I will defeat you. Prepare to go down, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Prosecutor Von Karma, your opening statement, please.
Those of Von Karma blood have only one fate, and that is perfection. The defendant Maya Fey will find no escape from her guilt on my watch.
Very well. What is the defense's position?
Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes.
Foolish fool, who foolishly dreams of foolish dreams. 10 minutes. I give the defense 10 minutes before it changes its plea. That's right. I'll have you run for the justified self-defense plea in no time.
Justified self-defense? Plea usually reserved for when a person intentionally kills in defense of themselves. You could very easily make a solid case that was self-defense, but... The defense stands by the plea of not guilty, Your Honor. Because to plead justified self-defense is to say you did kill someone.
How foolish. If that's how you want to play, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I shall now call my first witness.
She's just as scary as her father. Like father, like daughter, I suppose. Ironically, she's going to call Lotta and get the same kind of contradictions as last time. Oh, our Gumshoe first.
Witness, what is your name and occupation?
Yes, sir. My name is Dick Gumshoe. I'm a detective at the local precinct.
Oh.
Get to the point already. Explain to the court the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. If everyone would please look at this map. The channeling chamber has no windows, and the door was locked shut. At the time of the murder, only the victim and the defendant were in the room. What were they doing in there? They were channeling a spirit, sir. Channeling a spirit?
That's quite a look of disbelief there, Your Honor.
Anyway, a few minutes after the channeling started, gunshots were heard coming from inside the room, sir. A few of the witnesses broke the door down and rushed into the room. That's why they found the victim was already dead, correct? I believe this is one of the most open and shut cases I've ever proceeded.
It isn't yet.
So, how was the victim killed?
I was about to get to that.
Stop wasting my time, then. Witness testimony, cause of death.
The direct cause of death was a pistol shot to the forehead, sir. The shot was fired from point-blank range. But before the victim was shot, sir, he was stabbed in the chest. The wound was very severe, but not enough to cause instantaneous death. The murderer used the pistol to finish the victim off after the stabbing. So the victim was stabbed before being shot. This is the victim's autopsy report, sir.
Being stabbed in the chest, he was shot in the forehead at point blank.
The court accepts it into evidence, Mr. Wright. You may question the witness.
The murder weapon, Detective Gumshoe. Whose pistol was it?
It was the victim's.
The victim? Now why would he have...
Why would he have a pistol? Who cares? The point that you're missing is whose fingerprints are on that pistol. If you're not already paying attention at that, then I suggest you start.
Fingerprints? Were there fingerprints? Along with the victims, the defendant, Maya Fey's, were also on the grip, sir. So the defendant's fingerprints were left on the murder weapon.
Nah, I walked right into her hands. Point blank, huh? So about how far away is that?
It's anywhere between 12 to 20 inches away.
And how do you know he was shot at point blank?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I grow tired of the foolery of the foolish fools of this foolish country.
Excuse me? You say fool a lot.
Gunpowder burn.
Gunpowder burn?
When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole.
Gunpowder exploding is what makes a bullet fire. And that gets real hot, pal. And there's definitely some gunpowder burns left on the victim's forehead.
Wow, never knew that. Live and learn, I guess. Stabbed. And what is he stabbed with?
A fruit knife. I see. Whose knife was it? Looks like it belonged to the face, sir. And of course, my face fingerprints are all over it. All over it, huh?
Nah, this doesn't look good.
What will you do now, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
How severe were the wounds?
If it had been a half an inch more to the right, it would have been the victim's heart. After a stab like that, it's impossible to fight back, let alone stand.
This testimony makes it sound like Maya had stabbed him with the intent to kill.
The murderer used the pistol to finish off the victim after stabbing, yeah.
Are you sure you were stabbed first, then shot?
Yup, sure as can be. One look at the wounds and you'd come to the same conclusion too, pal.
A fool is a fool who will only listen to foolish opinions of other foolish fools. A pistol shot to the forehead at point blank is certainly enough to kill instantly. Doesn't matter, then, which was first. Think a little before you open that bigger mouth of yours, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Well, at least she calls me Mister. What a pain, though.
That's enough. We have clearly established how the victim was murdered. I brought the two murder weapons with me today. Very well, the court accepts them into evidence.
Bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Belongs to Maya Fayes, bears Maya's fingerprints. The date and time of death was June 19th, 3:15 p.m. Eyewitnesses claim to have heard 2 gunshots at this time.
And a murder weapon, and 2 murder weapons, both with the defendant's fingerprints on them, huh? This does seem like an open and shut case.
Naturally.
This is going from bad to worse, as if the summary just now wasn't oversimplifying things to extreme.
Your Honor, feel free to slam that gavel of yours. After all, there's no room for doubt. Left for doubt, is there?
That is quite true, Mr. Wright.
I guess.
Even in the face of this, do you so wish to plead not guilty? It's the opinions of the court that if you do not adjust your plea, you stand to lose.
See, and just as I promised, Mr. Wright, you would change your plea in less than 10 minutes.
What will you do, Mr. Wright? Will you change it to justified self-defense because now would be the time to do so? It's your final chance.
It's a huge decision. I better think this through all the way. Not guilty. I know she didn't do it. If we plead justified self-defense, we'd basically be confessing to murder. After the trial, Maya's life would be ruined, and she'd be labeled the murderer. I can't let that happen. Your Honor.
Have you reached a conclusion, Mr. Wright?
The defense will not change its pleas. We will accept nothing short of coming complete acquittal of whatever.
You have sealed your fate, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Detective?
Yes, sir.
Present the final portion of your testimony, the final strike.
Yes, sir. No, see here, proceedings are run by... Oh, yes, of course. Go ahead, detective, and give your testimony.
I think the court would like to hear the other piece of incriminating evidence.
Sorry, pal, but there's another even more incriminating piece of evidence. It was the costume the defendant was wearing at the time of the crime. As you can see, it's covered in blood. The defendant attacked and killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Is that why there's a bullet hole in it?
So, this is the costume. There certainly is evidence of back spray of blood on this. This piece directly links Maya Fey to the crime scene, sir. And I see. The court accepts it into evidence. All right, Mr. Wright.
Maya's fingerprints on both murder weapons and blood spattered on their clothes. Could this situation get any worse?
Huh. What's wrong? You seem to be at a loss. I think this is the last piece of testimony the prosecution should have to offer. Feel free to sulk off with your tail between your legs, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Please stop calling me by my full name. It's disturbing. He wasn't fighting back. How do you know if he wasn't or not?
We could find no evidence the victim put in any sort of struggle, pal. So they did murder. Have a fight with the victim or not? Depending on this, the circumstances around the murder change drastically.
We're in real trouble now. If only I had something to prove that the victim did fight back. I do. That Von Karma, she thinks she can decide the verdict with this testimony alone. Well, I'll find a critical contradiction somewhere. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Wait, what? Why not?
We already saw that they showed a bullet hole in it. Why won't they let me show that? That's weird. She's only 18 also. I guess I can use that, maybe. Guess not. That's weird. Why doesn't that work either? Both of these things show that they fought back. I probably have to press something else first before they let me use that stuff. Well. Or they have to point out on the clothing that there's a bullet hole in it or something? I don't know.
Why didn't you say so in your testimony earlier?
You're kinda scary today, you know, pal. Come now, Mr. Wright, there's no need for that kind of attitude in my court. Alright, just please stop glaring at me like that.
Maya's costume.
Yeah, she was wearing this when they arrested her.
Maya, she's wearing a channeling costume today, too. Is she not allowed to wear anything else? There's blood on the costume.
Lab results show that it was the victim's blood. So there was blood from the victim on the defendant's clothes.
Definitely not good. So are there any other clues you should glean from this piece of evidence?
Well...
If you must change the topic, then the good detective here must testify again. But too bad. Not enough time. Let's move on.
Yes. Miss Von Karma is perfectly correct.
Now even the judge is on our side, but if I bite off more than I can chew here, what should I do?
No. There's a bullet hole right there. We saw it when they showed it. That's why they didn't let me frickin' present it for some reason. Because the game wants you to do these things first, which is dumb.
Why is Miss Von Karma suddenly putting up resistance? There must be a reason as to why she suddenly threw out an objection like that. It's right there. We can all see it. There must be something about this costume. I just have to look harder. It's literally right in front of you. Everyone can see it.
Mr. Wright, Miss Von Karma's logic is perfect. There's no way for you to poke a hole in it.
There's one little thing. Your Honor. Actually, there is something very wrong with this piece of evidence.
What? What are you talking about, pal? What is the problem you're talking about?
I've come this far, there's no turning back now. I asked the court to please take a look at the sleeve of this costume.
The sleeve? There's a teeny hole here. A hole? That wasn't in the report. Hold on. What's this around the hole? It smells faintly of gunpowder. Gunpowder? No one ever told me. No, that smells of gunpowder.
It looks like I found the hole that I was looking for. Your Honor, the only logical conclusion you can make is that it must be a bullet hole.
Order! It is a very grave matter. Best we correct the court record first before anything else.
Oh, now I can check it?
I guess we messed up, sir.
Is she actually smiling? What else is she hiding?
Pull yourself together, detective. That teeny hole doesn't change a thing. The strength of the evidence still holds. Continue with your testimony that just now was a fluke, nothing more.
How can you say something like that? This is a huge oversight.
Well, I agree. It is a mistake on the part of the police. What Prosecutor Von Comma said is true. The evidence still stands. If you do not find a more definite problem with the evidence, then...
No way.
Gumshoe, please continue your testimony.
Okay, so yeah, they wanted me to do that. And now I can do it.
Ah.
That was dumb. What a roundabout way.
Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Yes? Having you call me by my full name is kind of a weird feeling.
You said that my client killed the person who, without a doubt, was not fighting back.
Yeah, I did.
Then what, may I ask, is a bullet hole you police overlook supposed to mean?
I mean, what does it mean?
I'll tell you what it means. It means the victim had fired off a shot. Is this what it means to not fight back?
You're right. It seems you are correct. If the victim had tried to shoot the defendant, then it would change everything.
All right. The wind seems to be shifting.
Huh.
What is with you? Are you finished yet, Nath?
Are you finished yet, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Miss Von Comma?
It seems that Maya Fey was shot by the victim. However, that is only grounds enough to support a justified self-defense plea.
That is correct.
But I'm sure you remember, Your Honor, what the defense clearly said. They rejected justified self-defense and pleaded not guilty.
Now that you, Murray, that's right.
Which means the defense has yet to prove anything at all.
No.
Well, yes, that's true.
Furthermore, just the fact that there is a hole in the costume is not enough to substantiate even a plea of justified self-defense.
How so?
Don't just stand there. Hurry up and tell the court what transpired that day, with the new information we acquired added in, of course.
Huh? You mean by myself? You want me to put together the scenario by myself? Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
What transpired?
During the channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim in the chest. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. When two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. The defendant then picked up the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Sure you have. Put together does make sense. Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Wright?
On the surface, it does seem to make sense. However, I won't give up that easily.
Please refrain from glaring at me like that. Now then, your cross-examination, please.
Excuse me.
There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body and strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim.
Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess.
You think you can get away with such a flimsy reasoning? Mr. Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the current channeling technique, the medium's physiology changes. With the nurse's bill, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor.
I don't believe it. She even study up on current channeling technique?
Like I said before, I am perfect.
But if she goes that way, then Maya didn't kill her.
About what you were talking about, I don't quite get it. Never mind, let's continue with the testimony.
So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him.
But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad.
How badly hurt would you say he was?
Actually, I went to give blood the other day, and afterward I felt a little lightheaded and dizzy. And I guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness. Sorry.
Where in the world did that pistol come from?
It looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically brought it for that day.
But a handgun?
He got it from the black market about 2 days before the murder.
Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then?
Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired.
Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt.
Gun and ended it.
Maya's never fired a gun before in her life.
The victim had already taken it off the safety. With the safety off, even a manager like you can fire it just by pulling the trigger.
Even me? I wonder.
I like how she does like a weird curtsy thing. Or like bow. It's like a ballet bow or something, I don't know.
Now do you understand? Von Karma's logic is perfect.
Yeah, but Von Karma got arrested before, just saying. His testimony certainly makes us look bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth, I can feel it.
So what do I want to say the contradiction is? During channeling, the defendant saw a chance to stab the victim. What does the autopsy report say again? Stabbed in the chest, then shot at point blank. Digital gunpowder in the bullet hole. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back. Sir. A fruit knife? Seems weird that a fruit knife could cut into a person that well. Mary's older sister. Deceased. Practiced murder during a channeling. Green jewel set in the center of the key's grip. Fierce light. When two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Too close. He missed. And then picked up
picked up on the opening, took the victim's gun, and ended it. Bears my and Grace fingerprints. About 8 inches off the ground is a small hole that looks like a bullet hole. What in here could I use? Victims use last of his strength to fight back, sir. Alright, too close, so he missed. This one's actually hard to decide. I'm not sure. But I think I'll pick this up tomorrow, because it is kind of getting late, and I don't want to go for 4 hours again. So I'll just end this here for now, on our little cliffhanger. Maybe I'll think of something tomorrow. I'll look it up. Totally not going to do that. Don't worry about it. The game's logic. Like, I already know what happened in the whole entire murder. I don't know what they want me to look for this part, though. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner and all that junk, so... For anyone who jumped in to watch, hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.